Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the continuation of Tunic. My name is Allison, and on account of the borderline freezing cold weather that's been terrorizing Texas, I haven't really been able to sit down comfortably for more than about 5 minutes at a time or so without yours truly, by Doze, finding some way to interfere and ruin the entire recording session. So if my voice sounds a little funny in some parts, then I apologize, but blame Mother Nature. But now that I'm all bundled up and cozy as hell, I think it's time for us to get back into the swing of all things Tunic before I actually get sick and forget. In between recording sessions, I did bring it upon myself to go to a few of these rooms and do some mindless grinding on these custodians who are just gonna kind of let us attack them at will and not really pose much of a threat to us. So this is a really good way to catch up on my podcast and my Survivor seasons that I haven't really been up to snuff on. And in doing so, we've racked up a small fortune to the tune of 1,500 gems, baby. And I think in the last episode, we ended off with 300. So yeah, a little excessive, but not the worst thing in the world, because right behind us is our sneaky friend. And as it turns out, we've got ourselves a massive gold door that leads to presumably the boss of this area, but it seems as though it might need to be powered by a few of these monoliths, and some of these have not really checked out as much as I'd like them to be. So let's start off by heading over here and lightening our load just a little bit. How's it going, my friend? It's good to see you once again, because now in his wares, he has the most adorable Trash Panda plush in our likeness up for sale. Not bad for a decoy, but just to even things out, let's go ahead and buy the overpriced health flask. This is mostly so that he can stop staring at the bulge in my pants holding all of my gems, but thank you. Your patronage is certainly appreciated. And we can get on with our lives. If we head upstairs, there's a couple of extra doors we can go into, but they don't really act all that necessary for anything other than a brief glimpse of what to expect. So you can also see there's a custodian up there who's holding a rod, which means he likes to cast magic and teleport all over the place, which is annoying as hell. So let's go and clear them out over here. I also took out most of these enemies just because they also will just respawn and let you wail on them a bit. But up here, I do like to throw a bomb and then give them the old 1-2 because they have reflective ass chandelabras. And you, my brother in Christ, leave me alone. He actually can't really be touched up there. So I guess those gems will have to lie there to rot for all eternity. And sure, why not? Since we're here, let's pay some respects. Thank you. I mostly just wanted the magic, but this works too. There's also a surprising amount of jars up here, which is kind of interesting. But we can step outside to clear this area out, even though we can't do much here. This one is especially easy because there are fire pots everywhere. So we can just do some of this, a couple of those. There we are. And be careful because you can also catch fire pretty easily. The main reason why I wanted to come here was on behalf of this jerk right here, who's puppy guarding this bridge, and thank you. I actually managed to get him before he got us. Come on, give me that body. Give me that body. So eventually this will be a nice little shortcut on the way out, but we can't do anything because, well, this has not been powered and it's not going to react to anything. So let's go see if we can find the initial source of that power. But first, unfortunately, we've got a deceased fox statue right here. Nothing we can do about that. Although you might also notice that above us, there's a secret passage, but you wouldn't necessarily be able to know that without, I guess, looking at the map. So again, just staring at that thing 24/7, it's gonna yield some secrets here and there. But it's another shard to a potion container. That's nice. I do appreciate that. And before we go, let's actually head upstairs, I think. Because this is going to take us around to where we need to be, but there's this jerk right here. So if you're not too careful, these guys do like to teleport, which is very annoying. And also, I guess, call their friends. Please leave me alone. Pretty easy to avoid, but all I want is the magic before I lose it all. Brother, thank you. And also, like, move his body. Here we are. Oh god, and there's several of you here. Yeah, okay. Well, if I'm not mistaken, there is our friend right here that we can also take care of. Sure, why not? Just a few of you. All from afar. We have plenty of blue fruits and plenty of opportunities to get our magic back, so I'm not too worried about wasting it here. But we've also got this, which is a nice little shortcut to get back to that bottom area. So I guess I don't really know what the purpose of this was other than easy access, or if you wanted to check it out, but that's all right. How's it going, oozes? Did not think I would find any semblance of you here. Kind of odd that after all this time and you decided to show your face around these parts. But we got some extra gems, and that's probably it for this outside area, I would assume. Unless something's being covered by the spyrite. But I think we're probably all right. Oh, you know what? I actually do think I know what they're kind of hiding, but that's okay. We'll get into that pretty, I think, generically. Oh, geez, this guy. All right, well, frag out again. Oh, and then he blocks it. Okay. How dare you make me waste that, good sir. That's the problem with throwing, is that it's kind of hard to sometimes. Oh, and you don't even have any magic to speak of. Thank you. All right, give me that. I love that you can push their bodies a little bit. It seems very disrespectful, but that's all right. So this is another place we can head off to eventually. And just so that I'm not wasting all of my bombs, I don't plan on using too many more here soon. Let's just go and swap those out with one of those. And yeah, we'll head over there. So the reason why we go up this way is so that we can power this, right? Yeah. And that'll eventually lead the way to where we have to go. And that makes what we saw earlier nice and powered up. But, of course, nice little shortcut here. And the drawbridge has been lowered, which means we can now leave this place just a little more conveniently than last time. But I don't think there's really any reason to mess around with that. So, let's go and power this up. Please and thank you. God, that is so loud, and that peaks the mic every time. And I'm assuming this would lead to somewhere, but I don't know what. I might want to investigate that a little bit later, but we'll see. I won't bother too much with that now because, ladies and gentlemen, we've got ourselves a fight for the ages. One that can definitely go a number of ways, but oof, it could be rough if you don't exactly know what you're doing. Welcome to the interior of the Eastern Vault. We have another one of these gold platforms here, this time surrounded by fox statues that are bowing and paying their respects. It's probably something we should investigate, right? Well, before moving on, you might want to do a little bit of housekeeping in your manual. Unlike the Garden Knight, there is no indication of what we're about to fight, aside from, I guess, this illustration, but there are no hints and absolutely no help as to how to take on this behemoth of a creature, and so you're going to be more likely going into this blind. But personally, what I have found to help was the inclusion of the magic dagger and, of course, the magic rod, at the very least. If you haven't, for whatever reason, really made use of your decoys or some of your bombs, freezing this boss is actually pretty lucrative. And so I guess depending on your playstyle, you might also want to have some of these low health items to increase your strength and defense, but it's a rough go of things if it gets that bad. So we'll just, you know, manifest good thoughts and not be trolled by extremely ominous warnings. No. Without further ado, I present the last siege engine. There is not really a whole lot that you can do, as far as I know, to cheese this fight, but he has 2 weak points that you can deal damage with: his face and this little module that is behind him. And you kind of want to focus on this without really locking on too much. We're in a good position to do it, but remember, you cannot run while locking on, so this is a fight where I would choose your battles very carefully. So usually when he attacks, he leaves himself pretty wide open to get back there. But keep an eye on your stamina and make sure you keep some of your magic for some of the things he spawns, like these explosive fireballs. I absolutely hate these things because they hone in on you, and you're usually, oh my god, just gonna see them explode out of nowhere. God. This fight is a little terrifying, and he's jumping around a lot. Oh my god, that beam is crazy, but he is static for a lot of that time, so there we go. Probably not going to waste too many more of my daggers because it uses a lot of magic. And eventually he does spawn fairies also, and they'll just be taking pot shots at you. But keep in mind, if you dive, you can kind of dive through his face pretty often and his appendages. There we go. And I just went past to the other side. Okay, this is good. He's just having a grand old time there. Oh, yeah. But it's pretty hard to see and orient yourself, so we're just gonna take it easy. And you know what? Sure. You wait right there. Yeah. And he also stays down a lot longer than the Garden Knight did when you freeze him, but we only have 2 shots, so let's not let those be in vain. And just stay as far away from the front of them as you can. Unless he summons these things, he leaves himself very vulnerable. Ooh. Oh no, and the machine gun. Oh. Go, go, go. Oh my god, we lived. Barely. Oh god, and again. Brother. Please don't. Please don't do this to me. Oh, there are the fairies. Oh my god, all of his friends. They're everywhere. I can appreciate having a tight-knit support group like this, but jeez, man. Oh god. And I was meant to aim for the fairy. Brother, are you for real? How many times have you summoned those damn things? Oh no! That was very close. Oh my god! In what fucking world? No wonder why you all died out. Sheesh. Oh my god. I probably peeked the mic there on numerous occasions, but we found a massive screw of some kind. And I'm pretty sure there's nothing else in this arena. Maybe a couple of jars and miscellaneous debris, but yeah, I'm just not gonna worry about that. Because we did it. We defeated our first boss. Let's go ahead and put that funky looking screw in this funky looking hole. Have our first key or our first gem or whatever you want to call it, which is fantastic and fine by me. But at this point, now what? Now where could we possibly go? First and foremost, I'm going to probably just throw my grenades back on for now. And let's rest up and get our magic back, because the secret and the mystery of these golden paths has been painfully spelled out in front of us. If we take a knee and offer our thoughts and prayers, we will immediately be whisked away Back to the spirit realm, baby. Not only were we able to bring our lucky stick here, but also our incredibly fashionable sunglasses. You can see that there are a number of teleporters here that are not lit up, and some that are, indicating places we may or may not have been. With the exception of this one, this is probably the most significant of the bunch because it takes us straight to the title screen, and also a very large arena, which scares me. And honestly, I feel traumatized just being in here, so we won't worry about this for a while now. And if you really want to, you can head up the stairs here and chat it up a bit with our old friend who has still been trapped in this prison of sorts. I guess you could say they have been imprisoned in a prison of prisms. Sorry, that was dumb. No, but we're just gonna come here for a few words of encouragement and, I don't know, hope that we can find a way to bust them out of here, for better or worse. Over here, we can also see our upgrades, which I did not realize were illustrated here. It's really cool because the first time I came here was on complete accident. I stumbled upon this for the first time in the East Forest of all places, before we had the sword or let alone any upgrades, so it was very jarring to say the least. And as much as I'd want to go here, which I think will take us to the ruined atoll, which we are heading off to next, there's some more housekeeping that I want to do before heading off there. So we'll step here and surprise the hell out of our rudling friend here. Yeah, so kind of a nice way to traverse the overworld, if you ask me. And I like that we're finally able to use our shield again, because when you try to use it against the enemies with the candles, they will burn you even if you are shielded up. This doesn't even seem fair, guys. Oh, friendly fire, diva down, no. Here we go. Y'all are donezo. Not a bad source of gems if you ask me. But we're gonna take a quick little hike back to the beginning. And as much as I probably should just go back to the East Forest and activate that teleporter, this one is a little more important. Right in the beaten path at the beginning of the game, I did consider coming here within the first 2 minutes, but I didn't want to break the mystique or allure of what this had to present to us, because we found ourselves the table of contents. This one is extra important because it indicates on page 20, 23, and 41 a script that we still can't read, and the insinuations on those pages must be pretty great, because I don't think I've ever picked those up before. But here we can get a little glimpse onto the plot. A long, long time ago, civilization, Holy Cross, and the power to defy death. Oh yeah. So it seems as though at some point the foxes worshipped this creature, possibly the one with the power to defy death, and then imprisoned them at some point, which would make complete and logical sense. Like, you don't want that creature absolutely humbling the hell out of everybody. What a pretty neat little thing to stumble upon. As for our next area, we've got ourselves the ruined atoll, which I'm very excited for because it holds the frog's domain. And this is probably going to be where we end things off, unfortunately, but this area is pretty massive, and there's new enemies like hushers and crabbits. Yeah, we also have the squeaking, squawking little bird here and music notes, which is probably pretty important. We have 4 monoliths and they're numbered, but I don't think that's significant. You don't have to activate them in a certain order, and I feel like I learned that the hard way. Yeah. Okay, let's get out of here. Let's go home to the ruined atoll. But there is actually, it is on the way, so maybe we'll do something a little fun, I think, with our favorite Trash Panda plushie. So let me actually just go ahead and not get that on, as I'm gonna be accosted by some slimes. Yeah, so we'll put you on right there, and we'll just keep on making our way down here. I was thinking about a palette change, but I don't think we need it. I've actually really enjoyed the colors that we've put on display for ourselves, but maybe towards the end I'll change it. Just sprint past everyone with the muffling bell. And step under this bridge. Now that we have the shield, we can actually defend ourselves against these damn auto bolts. And luckily there are some barriers stopping them from absolutely smoking us. But 2 hits should be all you focus on. And then there we have it. And then there's that one down there that's also shooting us. So if I send my decoy off over there... Oh shoot. I hope this works. Okay, you're still distracted about him. That guy just didn't even know what he was looking at. Hello? Are you malfunctioning? No, you're just out of range. So overall, not really a bad use of a decoy in my opinion. We've got ourselves in this chest the hourglass. This is pretty good because while it slowly drains your magic power while it's in use, it also makes timing and parrying a lot easier, and slowing things down might be a good way of learning certain boss phases, but not something that I use all that often, so I probably won't focus too much on that. Instead, you might notice that there is a pattern on the wall, which is kind of weird, and not really sure what we should do about that, so let's get out of here. Let's maybe consider heading down to the atoll. We've got a little bit of time. What are we at? 20 something? We already killed this thing, which is... No, we did not. Well, let's do that now, shall we? Jeez, it didn't even make the sound. Maybe it did. Wasn't paying attention. This thing is just so aggressive all the time. Oh, and we could maybe even get some stuff over here. Let's just do that real quick. We won't explore much of the atoll, I guess, at this point, grumble grumble, but not a bad idea to just take care of this long-standing business. There you go. God, it's so loud. Even more stuff we can't do over there, so maybe we should wait until we come back, and hey, there's another one right here to make up for the one we just used. That's great. Thank you. Yeah, sure. We'll grab this one. Because we can't get across to that other side just yet, but... Hello? Did we? Oh shit, it just didn't even recognize me. Some treasures over here. Thank you. Just a couple of gems. We're fine. We're perfectly good on that front. I do think we're probably due for a few upgrades soon, though. Yeah. So I won't worry much about that. We will be coming back here shortly, though, so... Didn't just want to do too much redundant actions, things of that nature. But yeah, if you have not realized it yet, there is this hidden ladder. I pointed it out, but you might not have realized it unless you accidentally teleported yourself here via this pad, which is always active. So you can definitely accidentally screw yourself out of certain things here. But let's go and activate our checkpoint, and we'll feast our eyes upon this veritable area of secrets. Welcome to the library annex. It's a little overwhelming at first, but everything is sort of divided into these 4 quadrants, making it pretty accessible and easy to sort of parse what you need to do. If we go and take a look at the map, you'll also notice that we are right in front of our old friend, the sneaky shopkeep. There's little hidden tunnels and things that I'm not sure are necessarily as apparent on the map as they are, you know, in real life. I don't think our friend has anything this time around, but we can take a look. How's it going, Bucky? I am not exactly as well off as I was before, but as far as money is concerned, I might just hold on to that. I was thinking more bombs might be in order, but I'm sure we'll get plenty. Just to be on the safe side. Sure. We'll buy 3 more of those. Yes, your business is always appreciated. Stop looking at me like that, please. He's got like his fingers together, like he's just twirling them. Nice little shortcut down there, which we can actually activate now. But we got little Krabbits, the Lenny Kravitz of it all. Ooh, I'm gonna try to snip my butt. How dare you? I'm pretty sure we can't do much in the water there. Like the game was saying, there is a secret over here, but this is gonna take us kind of to what I think the game wants us to be at the end of. But I'm just going to get mad at all of you. Excuse me. We've also got these little things. They have got to be significant for something. I think they drop a lot of magic, but beyond that, they're kind of a pain in the ass to kill and not necessarily worth it. But 4 monoliths do need to be powered in order to activate this statue, and we've got ourselves a Husher with glowing eyes. Don't like it. Not in the slightest. Trying to juke me out? I think not. Friendo. Thought you were guarding some treasure in the form of more magic mushrooms, baby. Alright. We'll head over here. We're just gonna do this in a clockwise fashion, I reckon. Hello. I know you have pals, but they're just kind of watching each other just get wrecked. Is there... Oh, we can make the shortcut here. Yeah, let's do that. So kind of a janky way to lift up a ladder, I suppose. But that's alright. I won't complain too much. The soft jazz that's playing is kind of funny. Oop, hi. Did you try to pinch my butt? How dare you? I did not give you permission. You could also just do some of that. Thank you, fellas. I appreciate your lot in life. There's a locked door here, but there's also one of these jerks, which I'm going to allow you to slorm in peace. They seem to have a pretty interesting effect about them. Something that might need to be considered in the future. But if we head over here, you'll see this chest that's already been opened. That had that ability card in it, and I think that's how you're supposed to know that that's there. But I'll go and snag up... Well, no, I will decline picking up this key. And go stuff that in my pants. And amongst other things, a lot of hooks, a lot of tuning forks around, which is kind of odd. But, yeah, let's go around this way. This is just gonna take us all the way around. Yeah, so I guess if you want to go hyukin, that's probably the way to do it, but I'll grab, ooh, a defense statue. God, they are handing these things out, man. Like gangbusters. It's insane. Should we activate this? We might as well. We're here. I thought this was gonna take us to the domain, but clearly I was wrong. Paying our respects once again, and that is 1/4 of the monoliths we need to activate the central structure. Essentially, by the time we're done with this, we'll be ready to fight a boss, but there's a caveat to that, and we'll get to that soon enough. Let's just go through these ruins here and enjoy the music. Here we are, and the dynamic camera angle. God, I love it. So this, my friends, will take us to the frog's domain, and we already have our first one ready to mingle. Unfortunately, with the frogs, they are well equipped, and the ones with the shields always attack 3 times. We have baby slorms that can't spin, and we also have grown-ups with hooks for tongues. They do like hyukin, so watch it. So if we sneak up on this one, we might just be able to surprise them to death. Here we go. It reminds me of something you would find in Conker's Bad Fur Day, to be completely honest with you. But if they do start attacking, just defend and wait for their 3rd attack. Otherwise, they will just block you every single time. Yeah, as the cool music dies down. This area just feels cooler, you know? Yeah, this guy's just sort of waiting there. He's got knives, so that's a little scary. But we'll take him. Can't even hear us coming. See what I mean? The muffling bell is just too OP, man. Give me footsteps. Give me something. And over here, this is actually a spit out hole right here. And we won't spoil too much about it because we can't do anything about it. So I guess we'll make note of that in the next episode when we return here in Tunic. My name is Allison Cruz. Thank you all so much for joining me. I'm so excited to finally get through this area because this is going to open up so much more of the world than we really had any idea of what to do with. There's a ton of secrets here too. It's a little nauseating, and I'll probably end up forgetting a few here and there, so I apologize. But next time on the game, we will explore this place to its fullest potential and also get a really cool item out of it. Trust me, you're gonna want to do it. Sure, you know what? We will do 1 upgrade, and sure, I'll take some magic. Thank you all so much for watching, and I'll see you here next time. Nothing like hanging out with a couple of your coworkers at the communal hot tub at work. Take care, everybody.